Good morning. My name is Caleb Magoon. I own two retail sporting goods stores in Vermont. One is called Power Play Sports in Morrisville, Vermont, and one is called Waterbury Sports in Waterbury, Vermont. I've owned Power Play Sports for almost 10 years now, just about, actually nine years. And I started Waterbury Sports about 5 years ago, which I own with two additional partners, and I own Power Play Sports just myself. I got into sporting goods when I was a teenager. When I was about 16, it was my second job, and I started working at Power Play Sports for the person who opened Power Play Sports originally back in 1995. And I worked for him when I was a teenager and learned a little bit about sporting goods, and eventually ended up buying the business from him. I didn't think I was originally going to be in sporting goods. I was not super interested in doing retail. I had always been into theater and had done a lot of theater, so I actually went to college for theater out of high school. And I went to Boston University and learned a lot about theater, creating art, and I spent a number of years in Boston working in the professional theater scene there. As I worked in theater, what I came to realize is what made me good at theater was that I had a natural entrepreneurial spirit. I'd always had jobs. I'd always had businesses that I'd run, whether it was selling blackberries at a little stand blackberries that my family had picked at a little stand out in front of the market in the town that I lived in, to having my own paper route, to doing shoveling people's walkways and driveways when I was a kid. I'd always run businesses of some kind. And when I got into the arts field, working in theater is a collaborative art. You're working with a team of people, and every show is like a small business. So when you start a show, a theater show, each individual show is like starting its own little business and running its own little business. So I was good at running businesses, and I didn't even really know it. I was running a theater company with a group of friends. I was doing a lot of freelance theater. I was producing some shows. I was designing some shows. And what I came to realize is that I really liked and enjoyed working in business. But what I didn't like is living in the city. And what I really missed was riding my mountain bike and snowboarding and hiking and all the awesome things we get to do in Vermont that's really hard to do in a place like Boston, where you can do it, but you have to travel outside the city considerably to do it. So I missed all those things and was looking for a way to come back to Vermont. And I knew I probably couldn't do theater in Vermont without living in Burlington, which I wasn't really interested in. And I ended up talking with the gentleman who founded Power Play Sports, who was still a friend and a mentor of mine. And I ended up talking with him over the course of about 6 months. And we decided it would work for both of us to give it a try, for me to come back to the business, see if I really liked it, see if it was something I wanted to do, and potentially buy the business from him. I came back, I managed the business, and I found sort of just what I said, that running a business is a lot like running a theater show, and that I had a natural entrepreneurial spirit, and that I really enjoyed running aspects of the business, and ended up coming back and buying the business. Buying a business can be really difficult, can take quite a bit of time. It took us almost a year to wrap up our deal, and I've owned it ever since. And I've subsequently moved the business, and I've expanded the business, and then I opened another store similar to the one I have already. So the things I really like about the business is I really like growing things. I like that I'm doing a bunch of different things on any given day. I really love interacting with people. I love that I'm part of a small community that values sports and recreation and athletics. So it's really fun to engage with them. It's really fun to see a kid buy his first bike. Mom and dad buy his first bike all the way up till when he's a young teen and he's looking at getting like a more serious bike. It's fun to watch kids pick up new sports and get good at them, or maybe drop a sport because they're not. We get to watch kids grow up, which is a lot of fun. And we get to watch people get into sports and grow in sports, which I really enjoy. The things I don't enjoy about the business are managing employees can be really challenging. If you're a small business owner, you have to put in a lot of hours. And there's definitely some stress associated with it. Right now we're in COVID times, so there's a lot of uncertainty about what's happening, what's going to happen. That can be really stress-inducing. So that's something that is beyond your control, and you can only do what you can control. So it can be really challenging. The other thing is customer service can be challenging at times. We have a lot of awesome customers here that are great people who will thank you up and down for the help you gave you, helping them find a new snowboard or a new bike. And when you just nail it, when you find them the perfect snowboard that fits them, they tend to be really grateful. But then some people feel like maybe they didn't get the deal that they wanted, or perhaps they had an interaction with an employee that wasn't great. That employee was having a bad day and it wasn't great. And the old saying in sales is you will always hear about it when something goes wrong, and you won't always hear about it when something goes right. So sometimes you have to deal with some people who aren't happy, and that can be challenging. Anyway, you're joining me this morning in my glorious office. You're actually looking at the not fun part of it. It's a small corner office, but not a glorious one. It's in the basement. So I'll take you for a little tour here. You'll see my day normally starts here. A couple of families, a couple of pictures of my photo, a little painting my wife painted. My day normally starts here with me just going through some paperwork and working on some of the rigmarole. All right, so we're gonna walk upstairs to the rest of the shop. The shop's in disarray right now, so you'll have to forgive me. This is a storeroom with a lot of bikes in it. We're in the transition of seasons right now, so there is stuff absolutely everywhere. Organization is always a challenge in the store, and we're always trying to keep things organized, but right now is probably the most chaos we're in at any given time of the year. You'll see that there's a lot of, we're just getting our winter product out, getting our winter product on the walls. There's one of our dogs, Cooper. We get to have our dogs in the shop, which is nice. There's some boxes of stuff. Summer product, soccer stuff that's been selling this time of year. Hockey's just starting to come out in a big way. What you'll notice everywhere right now is a lot of boxes. This is all product that's coming in for the winter sports and that we've got to get checked in. So I'll stop right here. We're in the store. My day can be very different depending on what's going on. I'm going to get this light out of here. All of us, everybody that works in the store spends a lot of time helping customers. That's priority number one. Somebody walks through the door, we have to help them. So even the business owner myself, I talk to a lot of people, and there's a lot that needs to be done on any given day, but customers are always number one. I spend a lot of time in the shop, either working on bikes, tuning skis, building bikes, that sort of stuff. But because I'm the most versatile person in the store, I have to do a lot of different things. So some days I'm working on, the mechanical end of things. Sometimes I'm helping customers. Other days, right now I'm rehabbing the website. That's on me. I do all the marketing for my business, so I'm writing radio ads and recording them. I'm working with the newspaper people to put advertising out there. I'm figuring out my advertising. I'm doing a lot of ordering. Right now I'm ordering product for next spring. I'm also helping the guys receive all this product into our computer inventory system, so all these boxes at some point in time need to be received. And right now we're getting ready for ski swaps, which means that we're tagging a bunch of merchandise that we're going to take on location to ski swaps with us. So there's always a ton to be done, and when you're the business owner, you have to be able to do it all, and you have to be good at doing a little bit of everything, and you are the ultimate swingman, so you go where you're most needed on any particular day. If any of you are interested in doing this, something like this, owning a store, anything like that, obviously you have to know about the products in the store and have some abilities in it. A good place to start is just like when I was a teenager, you start at working at a store and figure out if it's something you really want to do. But really, in terms of continuing your education, learning business, there's a lot of things to business. Understanding financial management of a business, marketing and advertising a business, customer service, inventory. There's many aspects of it. So number one would be to take some business courses somewhere to understand it. It would be the important thing. There are a lot of rewards to owning your own business. There's a lot of challenges. It can be really difficult, but it can also be pretty fun, and you get to work with a lot of people, and you get to create something for your community. That's probably the best thing about what I do, is that my community really values me. They really appreciate having us here. They really enjoy having a store like this in our community, so they don't have to drive to Burlington or Montpelier to get the products they need. They like staying local for it, so they really value having us, and we feel we appreciate being a valued part of the community. So I think that's all I have for you right now. I will just close by saying what I always tell young people is the best thing you can do for yourself when you're young is really figure out who you are, understand who you are, know what you're good at, know what you're not good at, and find something that you can do with your life that you really enjoy, that you're pretty good at, because we're all much happier when we're doing something that we're good at and something that we can make a living at that we enjoy and that is fulfilling and allows you to do the other things you do. Part of the reason I got into my job and I moved back to Vermont is because I wanted to spend more time skiing, snowboarding. I wanted a family, and my job allows me to do those things. So that's also part of it, is finding a job that will allow you to do the other things you want in life. So have a great day. I hope you guys learn a lot and enjoy yourselves. Take care. Bye.